What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tay, and I'm back with another video today.
Choose your fighter.
So today I'm going to be reacting to Jazz and Dwayne. Well, Dwayne and Jazz. How we say it backwards. I'm going to be reacting to Dwayne and Jazz. This is the 12 Horror Stories animated compilation of September 2019. I didn't read the whole title because I know I'm going to get the beginning of this wrong. So I'm going to be reacting to them today. I watch them like every freaking day, like every single day. And I was like, I want to react to people that I watch every single day. And I watch them every day. I watch Jazz's gameplays every single day. All of them. I still have yet to finish all of her videos, so I'm binge watching. I haven't started on Dwayne's channel yet, but trust and believe that I will be soon, okay? So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All the links to my social medias will be in the description box down below, and I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, okay? I think I want to do like reactions in between gameplays, like when I don't have the time to actually be on my game. I'm going to be doing like these reaction videos, so I hope you guys enjoy them. I really do. I really do. Okay. So let's get into this reaction. Let's get it. Let's go.
How is it going today, Lord? Let's get my Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. We had our anniversary yesterday,
yes, we
so I'm sorry that we haven't been posting so much.
And my family was coming over, and we're family.
And there's just a lot going on. But anyway, we're gonna finish where we started. 12 Horror Stories animated compilation of September 2019. It's been 5 years. Continue. Yeah, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff on my list. That's
been 5 years.
Oh, for anniversary.
Yeah, anniversary.
You said that in the middle of this.
I'm sorry, because I didn't realize. I knew it was 5 years.
5 years.
And I just realized. And then the other thing is that we've been on YouTube for 3 years. That'll be 4 next year. So that's crazy.
I know.
Our YouTube career is almost as long as our relationship.
It's 2 years.
2 years. 2
less.
years. 2 years left.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, let's dive in.
I love them.
True pool horror story. Oh, I think everybody has that if they're scared of swimming.
I was at my friend's family pool party, and there were tons of people there. At one point, when my friend, let's call her Lily, went to get some sodas for us, a man came up to me.
Okay.
I didn't recognize him, but since it was my friend's party, it made sense for me to not know everyone there. He smiled at me. He looked as though he hadn't shaved in days.
I don't like his face.
His eyes never looked quite directly at me.
He creepy.
I stepped backwards, feeling uncomfortable.
And he stepped forward.
Hello, he said. Hi, I replied. What's your name? He asked. I supposed that a first name wouldn't hurt, seeing as we were surrounded by tons of people
fake
in my friend's backyard.
Right.
You have fake names.
You better have a fake name.
I said. What's yours?
My name's Jennifer.
Rick, he replied smoothly. Are you having fun with Lily? Some of my discomfort eased.
Yes.
I'm her parents' friend. He continued, stepping closer to my face.
Run away.
His eyes weren't focused, and his breath smelled like alcohol,
Ooh.
though it was early in the day. I grew a little more uncomfortable and stepped away, waving goodbye awkwardly.
He said, hey girl, stop playing hard to get. Let me stop.
He was gone. I told Lily about this, and she mentioned it to her parents. Her parents
didn't know
Rick, which kind of freaked me out.
So it was a stranger.
They told me that it could have been
talk to
one
strangers,
of their friends who
Don't
posted
talk to
over.
strangers.
So I shrugged it off and assumed everything was fine.
Okay.
After the party
not me.
ended, Lily and I were having a
A stranger
sleepover
come
at
up to
her
me and
house.
tell my son.
Her parents had gone over to visit her elder sister and
Get
take some
away from me.
leftovers to her, since she had
Not
not
even
been
gonna
feeling
look your
well
way. I'm
and
just gonna
couldn't
keep
attend the
walking.
party. So we were home alone
That's when he's
with
gonna
her
make his
elder
move.
brother.
The older brother's there.
Lily
Yeah.
and I were playing a game in her bedroom when her dad called her. He asked her to please go and turn off the pool lights, since he had forgotten. Lily agreed, and we stepped outside into the backyard.
Okay.
I waited on the back
Y'all got a big house.
reading a text from
I'm
another
scared,
friend while she went to turn off the
I'm
lights.
scared. Why are you on your
Once she
phone?
was finished, we stepped back inside, locked the door,
You need to be
and
looking at
went
your
back upstairs to
friend.
continue playing our game.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Lily asked me to make sure the curtains were closed properly, and when I did, I happened to look outside,
Oh shoot.
and I noticed that all the pool lights were on again. Lily? I asked, getting a strange feeling. You turned off the pool lights, right? Yeah, I did.
I'll be like, you was out there with me.
Coming to look.
Right.
Now there was a figure swimming laps in the pool.
Oh, hell no!
I couldn't see his face.
Oh my
It's
god!
probably just Cody.
Why is he smiling, bro?
They too lax.
Come on,
Too late.
let's go scare him.
A what?
We walked down to the pool and slid open the back door.
Okay, he going to
Why are you going back
bushes,
outside?
We could see the top of his head
Why is he
bobbing in the water. We were going to jump out and scare him at any moment. Then I looked up at one of the windows of the house. The curtains were open. Suddenly, I saw the face of Cody illuminated as he turned on his bedroom lights. I grasped Lily's arm.
Like, let's
and
go.
We both knew the person in the pool was not, in fact, Cody. We hadn't brought our phones with us in case we would get wet. If we ran back around, there was a chance the stranger could see us before we got back to the house.
And I'm
So you just sit there?
I tried to wave to
gasping and
Cody,
shit.
but he couldn't see us. Suddenly, splashing in the pool stopped.
Oh my goodness.
My heart dropped and I could hear each of my panicked
This
heartbeats.
story long as hell. Oh my gosh. Get to the
Max suddenly
point.
gripped my arm and flung me forward, and I screamed, and Lily did as well. I looked up, and there was Rick. His facial expression.
Oh no.
I've never seen someone with such a creepy
Bro,
smile.
these drawings are so freaking.
I yelled,
Fight him.
and soon my mouth was filled with water as he chucked me in the pool.
Friend,
Bro,
hello?
why you hello? Right! Help me! Nigga, help me!
Is she gonna jump on his back or something?
What
Like,
is
come
this? Really? This is you fighting back?
He was strong and
This is you
clear
fighting
and
back?
yelled. He yelled, "Time to swim!"
Oh my goodness.
Somehow Lily managed to kick him in the face hard enough to run away.
As you
He
should.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
continued
As
to
you
hold
should.
Oh,
me,
she ran away.
laughing as I flailed for breath.
Your friend left you.
I'll be still wailing on you.
Police sirens were
We
heard
fight.
on the surface. Picked me up and threw me on the ground, breaking my arm. He ran away.
Dad gone.
The police came and questioned me, but he was never found.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I'll never forget that moment.
Now she's gonna be traumatized.
Me and that friend, we ain't friends no more.
Nor will I forget those
She
creepy,
like, how you just gonna leave
eyes.
me? He like, you gonna kick him?
Then on,
That's it.
I've been
You ain't gonna
terrified
save me.
to be
That's
outside
it.
at night.
You just gonna leave me? I see
Especially
how it is,
in a
fam.
pool.
I see how it is. Heck no.
Goodness. If I was a friend, I would have been beating that man
For
up, especially if
real.
his back is turned and you have my friend in there. I'm getting on your back. And I'm punching
Exactly.
you.
I'm gouging eyes
the
out.
roads
I'm
were
choking.
quiet.
Get what you
As I
doing?
was
Get off my
driving
friend.
downhill,
No.
I heard a
She
sound that was
left
like
her.
a jet engine roaring behind me. The next thing I know,
Okay.
a car goes flying past me going twice the speed limit.
Everybody driving in
Yeah,
Dallas.
you have a friend named Ryan.
Crappy car.
Everybody
The
driving
car
in Dallas.
started to get the speed wobbles. And then one of the
Speed
tires
wobbles.
came flying off
Oh.
and rolled at high speeds downhill while the car spun out and crashed.
Ooh. You should have slowed down.
I stopped my car to make sure whoever was inside was okay. A guy got out of the car and looked over at me and then started moving extremely quickly towards me.
Oh, what
Oh
the
no,
hell?
that's that crazy demon
No.
shit.
Why?
Bye,
But I
nigga.
hit my
I'm getting
internal
back
locks
in
on the
car.
car.
There you go.
As
Which
you
was
should.
fortunate.
As you should.
Because no more than 2 seconds later, the guy started grabbing at the driver's
Yeah,
side
see?
door and smashing on my windscreen
might be
with
trying
his
to
fists
GTA.
trying to get in. I'll never forget the look he had in his eyes. I put my foot down on the accelerator and drove off back home.
He just fell off.
I decided to swap cars once I got home and drove back to see what was going on.
Why would you
I
go
saw
back?
fire trucks
Why?
and 4 police close to where the incident happened.
Why?
When I got back to the crash site, the guy was no longer there,
Of course
so
he wasn't.
I decided to head home.
This nigga went back.
The next day at work, I was online and bored reading the news when I saw an article that shocked me. The article was about a guy who had been in a police chase for 1 hour.
Wow.
Dang.
Police
God.
stopped chasing him because it was becoming too
An
dangerous.
hour?
Turns out the guy was high on meth, had stolen a
He
car
had to
an
be
hour's
on
drive away, and had been in a hot pursuit since.
Wow.
After crashing the car, the guy apparently crossed to the other side of the road and hailed the first car
Why
This
that
is like cops.
which was a taxi.
Oh goodness.
He got into the taxi and stole it.
I don't know why they be stopping.
He pushed the driver out of the driver's side door.
The GTA.
Like I said, GTA.
The driver died from the incident. I called the police and had a detective assigned to me. He fingerprint checked my car and got a statement.
Why is this brush like that, bro?
I had to testify in the Supreme Court as a key witness in a murder trial.
Got like 5.
The guy got 30 years, and they told me that
my
my testimony was one of the main factors in convicting him.
Oh no.
I often think back to that night and wonder if I hadn't locked my doors, would I have been the one who got murdered?
But see, you shouldn't have gone back though.
You shouldn't have.
I mean, you switched cars though, so that was kind of.
My name is Milo.
You switched cars.
14 years old. But this happened about a year ago. One day, I was having a sleepover with my 2 best friends, Ben and Michael, to celebrate Ben's birthday. Ben wanted to go camping and have a bonfire, so we all set up our tents for a fun night. When we set everything up, we talked about the usual teenage boy stuff. Sports, cars, and girls.
Girls, yeah.
As the night progressed, Ben began to tell us about a man from our town who was on the run from the police. He said that the man lurked around in the darkness and kidnapped teenage boys.
Oh, that's good.
He grabs you by the legs and drags you through the forest while looking for more kids to prey on, Ben said. We all burst out with laughter at how ridiculous it sounded.
Oh, he's listening.
Something like that would ever happen in our town, right? At least that's what.
Oh, my internet. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Bro, y'all, my internet always tripping. Always tripping. This is one reason why I have yet to start streaming. Well, one, because I need another monitor. But this is one reason why I haven't started streaming yet. Because my internet is trippy. Like, oh my God. What are you doing? All right, y'all. So my internet connection is acting a butthole right now. So I had to pause it. So let's get back into this reaction because it was getting good and my stuff wants to act dumb and we're not even, well, we're almost halfway in, but like, come on now. Come on. Not while I'm trying to make a video. Let's not do this. Let's not.
Started to feel sleepy and decided to call it a night.
Okay.
During the middle of the night, I got out of my tent to use the bathroom on one of the trees nearby. But when I was done, I looked back to see a man warming his hands on our fire, and 3 small, dark figures hid behind him, each looking like a starved child.
Oh no!
I screamed in fear, waking my friends who freaked out when they saw him.
Slenderman?
We sprinted out of the forest.
Like he's just chilling outside.
But nobody in town believed us.
You know how on Slenderman?
When it was light outside the next morning, we went back to the forest to collect our gear and go home. Everything was there. But a note was left on the ground. It read, "Grabs you by the legs and drags you," with a smiley face drawn at the end.
That's creepy.
We alerted the police and never went back to that forest again.
That's creepy.
That one wasn't that bad. He was just sitting there camping.
Do I answer people that you don't know?
About 10 years ago when I was 12, I would always go into the nearby woods with my friends for most of the day.
There you go again.
One night, we left pretty late. Usually I got home before dark, but today, I knew I wouldn't make it back, and I already knew my parents would be mad at me. We were walking in a group for a few blocks. Then a couple of my friends split from us to go to their house.
They were walking in the street?
I started to notice that a van kept driving past us. I didn't think anything of it.
You should.
And then my last friend split to go to her house. I had about 5 to 10 minutes left until mine. Then I see that van again. And it pulled up right beside me and stopped. The driver rolled down the front window.
Right now.
Then she told me that she can't find her son and she's been looking all evening.
Well, you better call the police.
Then she asked me if I seen him. I looked and I said no. Then she asked me if I wanted to get in her van to help find him.
No, I
said no again. And I looked forward. Then she asked me, am I sure?
What you mean, am I sure?
Yeah.
Faster.
You look for
and
your son.
all of a sudden, there was some guy in her back seat that said, Mr. Fucking Snatcher. I looked at the van for a split second as the woman looked in the back seat and she sped up to park on the side of the street.
Oh no.
I started running through yards.
Thank you.
I heard the doors open and shut on the van, but I didn't look back until I got home.
Bro, just keep going.
Nobody followed me. I told my parents and we called the cops. I never missed curfew after that.
I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't.
The man under the street light.
Streetlights are so creepy at night. Oh my gosh.
I'm scared of the dark, and I have a good reason for it. You might be thinking, so? Almost everyone is scared of the dark because something happened to them.
Right. No.
Well, that is true for me too. Here's my story.
Okay.
About 2 years ago, I ran away from home. I don't know just what I was thinking at the time, but I left with no food, no water, no belongings, and no coat. It was a very rainy day, and I sensed that I should either find shelter or I'd be soaking wet. So I decided to walk to my school and stay there for a few hours to dry off, as I was already wet and cold on a rainy day. As I arrived, I laid down my head and quickly fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was pitch black outside, and I could barely make out anything. I didn't have a watch or anything that tells the time, so I assumed it was midnight. At least it stopped raining, I thought. I decided to just go back home, as I wasn't far and I was very hungry that time.
He was just having a fit.
As I got up, I stopped. There was something in front of me, under a streetlight, about 50 yards away.
Is that a suit?
It was a man about 6 feet tall, and he was wearing a black coat with a hoodie over his face, so I couldn't see his face. At first, I thought it was my dad who had come to look for me, so I felt relieved.
Well, ain't your daddy, man.
But I didn't want to get into trouble, so I hid in a bush nearby and peeked out. The man was standing there and looked around for what it seemed like a half an hour. Then, under the light of the streetlight, he pulled something out of his pocket.
Drugs.
I couldn't make it out at first, but
why
then
did
I
I
realized
be
it was a
drugs,
kitchen
Dad?
knife.
Never. I wouldn't look like no drug to me.
For real.
Then he started to run toward the bushes.
What the?
Towards me.
Oh no!
Frightened and sprinted out of the bushes like
Get out of there!
Hell no!
There. I didn't stop running until I got home without ever looking back.
There you go,
As you should.
So I survived. But to this day, I still wonder what would have happened if I didn't run on that day. Or worse, what would have happened if I didn't wake up at the school?
So that's why you stay home.
I developed my fear of the dark from this incident. It's so bad that now I have to sleep with a nightlight or the hallway light occasionally. Because I'm afraid that the man whom I saw will kill me or kidnap me someday if I don't turn the light on.
But see, that can happen anywhere.
Yeah, but as a kid, that'd be scary and traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sorry, y'all, I keep yawning.
I was attacked by a psychopath. Psycho in the alley.
This fact happened when I was 15 years old. Beginning of last year, 2018, when I finally got to sophomore year here in Brazil.
Ooh, Brazil.
It was an ordinary Friday night. Suddenly I felt a little bit hungry, so I decided to put on some clothes and go to the snack bar. It was barely 10 minutes from my house. I usually pass through the alley to go to the snack bar, but that time everything was so creepy in there.
Yeah.
When I was halfway there, it was dark, empty, abnormally cold and gloomy. I felt slightly intimidated, but there was nothing there that could really harm me. So I decided to just go through that alley. Then I thought, no, nothing's gonna happen.
No.
As
I kept going until I suddenly heard
something
something weird on the other side of the alley.
You be looking crazy.
There was a man in there, staring at the walls in hunchback stance.
Turn around.
Alright, yeah.
Weirdly. I found that incredibly creepy.
But you decided to keep
I was
going.
nearly at the snack bar, so all I needed was just to get out of that alley.
He said, I want to turn
Walk
around.
1 minute more and
He's
I'd
fat.
Right there.
Right, but the
instead
snacks.
of making it all the way home with empty hands. Thus, I decided to ignore it and
Bruh,
pass through
no!
after all.
I
He gonna turn around and
cannot!
be like,
I finally passed through it.
Exactly.
He turned to me and stared at me with a creepy smile, which made me walk a little bit faster, trying
Y'all,
to
these
avoid
stories
it.
got me looking behind me.
Then, suddenly, I heard a grunt and quick steps behind me.
Yep.
When I looked back, It was him. We were barely 3 feet away from each other.
Right.
He had a kitchen knife in his right hand and jumped on me with
Where did you get
amazing
that
speed
from?
and tried to stab me.
What the?
To grab both of his arms before he could get me. However, since he was charging at me, he still had more energy to push me back and force me against the wall.
Oh my God.
I was terrified with all of that. I knew I would die if I didn't fight back. Back then, I was already trained in some martial arts to defend myself, but that I thought I'd never need to use that skill to defend myself. Until now. So, in a sudden burst of adrenaline, I managed to twist the wrist which he was holding the knife, kicking his stomach, punching him mercilessly in the face. His face was bleeding so much, but his body was ignoring the pain of the blows.
He's on PCP.
And only focusing on killing me.
God dang, Dwayne.
Finally, I used a training that I took before to twist both of his wrists and elbows harshly at the same time, forced in 2 different directions, and kicked the backside of his leg, putting him to the ground until ultimately he could drop the knife. It wasn't easy because he was struggling and punching my back and somehow trying to jump on me.
Yikes.
But since I had his arm under my grasp, he couldn't do much without breaking himself. I slammed his head in the concrete ground, stunning him. Then kept striking his face desperately while kneeling over his arms so he wouldn't be able to react or reach his knife again.
Jesus.
Then finally, he was out cold.
How many hits did he take?
My knuckles were full of blood and hurt.
Oh my gosh.
So I got up, took his knife, throwing it far away from there, and ran away from it.
He still went to go get that food.
I finally got to the snack bar.
He did.
Walked my hands in there.
Of course.
Everything I had to do before going back home. But obviously, I didn't take the same path as I did before.
So did.
But there were things that got much creepier. That was at the entrance of my apartment, where I heard screams coming from the other side of the street.
Ooh.
It was the same crazy man.
Oh my God.
Now, seeming like he was possessed by a demon, and he was slamming his head on the iron door of my building's entrance. His face was horribly deformed and scarred from our fight. That freaked me out completely. My parents were on a trip, and the watchman of our building was on vacation.
Wow, of course,
no
all
backup?
this
I
happening.
fight that man again. So I decided to rush to my girlfriend's house.
Okay.
When I got there, she was home alone. She looked worried because I was looking pale, and there were still some marks of the man's blood on my clothes.
Of course, I would be looking
I
at
explained
you like,
everything to her, and we called the police to come by my building. And when they arrived, the man was still in the entrance trying to force the doors unsuccessfully.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
When he saw the police, he attacked them, but got quickly dominated by the cops. They explained that he was probably a crazy psycho in the streets looking for prey to rape, kill, or do anything he wanted to the person.
Oh my God.
So they sent him to a high-security mental asylum for criminals, far away from my house.
Good.
I feel so lucky that I survived that day, and I'm hoping that I will never see that man again.
He should have probably just went to the girlfriend's house first.
Right.
Like, hey, you got some snacks?
Someone beside me while I was sleeping.
When I was 10 or 11, my cousin and aunt visited us.
Me having to
we had
watch,
fun
like,
throughout the day, and my aunt and cousin decided to sleep at my other aunt's house before leaving early in the morning. After such a fun day, I insisted upon sleeping at my aunt's house too, so I could spend more time with everyone. Later that night, we all fell asleep in the guest room, the only room that was available for us. I woke up suddenly at 5 a.m. I heard my mom and other aunt talking, so I was definitely awake. I saw that my cousin and aunt's things weren't there anymore, so I assumed they'd already left. I was about to fall back asleep. I looked at my left and saw someone sleeping beside me. I was about to hug her, thinking it was my 21-year-old girl cousin. But then I saw her face. She wasn't my cousin at all. She was someone I didn't know. But she looked about the age of my cousin. She wore pajamas and a black shirt, and all I could do was stare at her. She started doing strange things, like stretching her legs up and down.
Okay.
Focusing on the ceiling. It was all so odd. But feeling tired, I eventually drifted off to sleep. Nothing had happened.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You see her?
You mean there's a
contorting her body, right?
Some girl contorting her body next to you. You said that's pretty cool.
I'm too tired.
Right. Go back to sleep.
I'm too tired.
No, get up.
What?
Up at 8 a.m., looking at my left, and she was gone.
Who does that?
I told...
No. Who does that? Who does that? She said, but being pretty tired, I went back to sleep. Hell no. There's a demon in your bed. If you doing all that type stuff, you're a demon. There's a demon in your bed, and you're like, okay, sleep time, bro. Kids, bro. That don't make no sense. What? Oh my gosh. I can't do nothing but laugh. Okay.
Told everything to my mom and every family member in the house.
Oh, you did?
But no one knew what I had experienced or who the girl was.
No.
My dad told me that my third eye was starting to see more.
Excuse me?
But I didn't really believe that.
Your dad knows something.
Right.
And that experience still remains a mystery to me. It never happened to me again. And hopefully it won't.
Your dad knows something. He said your third eye.
Your third eye is
Hi, my name is Adil, and this is a true story. The police had finished this case, and the man is in prison now. I was 14 at the time this took place. I was in a school and sitting in a history lesson that was so boring.
I know.
My friend Noel, who was sitting opposite me, said I could come over on Saturday, as his parents were not going to be there because they were going on a weekend away. That meant we could stay up as long as we wanted.
Okay.
This was not uncommon,
like,
as we both invited each other to stay at one another's house, and I thought we were going to have a great time. Saturday came and I was so ready. I packed my essentials like my toothbrush, my new game, and my pepper spray.
Food.
My parents always made me carry it, and I didn't mind because it made me feel safe too.
Good job.
I went on my way, and 30 minutes later, after walking, arrived to Noel's house. As he opened the door, he looked a little tense and shifty.
Bro, your smile.
I walked in and locked the door after me, to which he became even more anxious.
Why?
I asked him if everything was all right, and he said it was. Not trying to put it down on the evening, I asked him if we could play the new game I bought. He wasn't really interested, but said yes anyway. After 30 minutes of watching him not playing and just holding the controller in his hand, I switched off the TV and asked him what was going on.
What's up?
To which he replied, I need your help. I asked him what he needed my help for.
Okay.
He told me that this man who added him on Facebook was actually stalking him in real life, and as to how he wanted to meet Noel.
What?
He warned him that if he told his parents, he would kill them. So Noel, being the stupid idiot, he told him to come at 8 p.m.
Oh my God.
5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
He was scared, so he asked me to come to this meeting to get rid of him. And that if he had told me at school, I never would have agreed to come.
Bro, how his face looks right now is how I feel. Are you serious? So, you invited me to come stay at your house so we both could die. What? At this point, you were never my friend. Because why would you... What sense... Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I can't, baby. I can't. I cannot. You invited me. I can't. Ooh.
He was right. I felt betrayed that he brought me here under false pretenses.
From Edgershot.
Now you got me here with a potential killer.
Giving his address
You
away
want me
as
to
well.
die.
However, I had no time to argue.
Oh.
I was just glad he told me about this guy.
I'm cussing you out.
I grabbed my pepper spray and just sat there on the couch.
Right.
The doorbell rang and
like a parent.
I just sat there
like a parent who you know you're in trouble, right?
However, then I started to hear scratching and realized he was breaking in with some sort of tool. I quickly ran into the kitchen with Noel, and we heard the door lock get broken, and someone kicked the door in. The lights were on, and we were hiding behind the large fridge. The man, in a deep voice, shouted, "Noel!" We didn't reply. And then he shouted, "Noel, where the heck are you? I'm going to kill you." I had a plan. At this point, I pushed Noel out from behind the fridge.
No. Bro, he that's fucked up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put a warning at the beginning of this video because I feel like I've just been screaming. Bro, what? He pushed him. Oh my god. He said at this point, I pushed Noel. Oh my god. Oh, damn. Fuck. Oh my goodness. That shit was funny. Oh my gosh. That shit was funny.
Back, and the man was walking forward, chuckling. As soon as he came near the distance of the fridge, I shot out and sprayed pepper spray in his eyes. He screamed in pain and then started swinging the screwdriver in his hand. I grabbed the screwdriver and picked up a pan laying there and hit him on the head.
Kapow!
He blacked out. He was dressed in a smart suit and was clean shaven. We called the police and later found out that he was a man who was being monitored because there were several complaints of stalking and threatening behavior. They also found many tools in a bag he left near the door that would dismember a body.
Ooh.
Thankfully, this sicko didn't kill anyone. However, I'm now happy that Noel called me because I dread to think what would have happened if I wasn't there.
He said, I have a plan.
You brought me into this situation. Right. He said, look, he gonna kill me.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm like,
you wanted him.
Heck no. Tell the payback for making him come there.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's funny.
That's crazy. I would be so mad. I would be so mad.
He said, I have a plan.
So what's the plan? You.
I shouldn't be here the first time.
Exactly. Bro, that was funny. Oh my gosh. That was freaking hilarious. That was hilarious. At the beginning, I'm not gonna cap, y'all. I was getting a little scared. Nah, I was getting a lot scared. I can't hide my faces, y'all. Y'all gonna be like, y'all, you lying, tell you know good well you scared. Yeah, I was scared. I ain't no cap, okay? I'm a little chicken whore, okay? As my dad called me, I'm a chicken whore. I don't care, I own it. Look. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want to see another reaction from me, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and I'll definitely do another one for you guys. Gameplay videos are coming soon. My monitor, it will be here in like 2 days. So once it comes in and I get everything set up, I will be doing my gameplays and start live streaming and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys have my post notifications on and you're subscribed to my channel. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching and I love you all. If you want to watch this video and if you want to check out more of their videos, I will link this video in the description box down below. So yeah, I love you guys and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.